Yo, Pokefam, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be going over another set in our series and looking at every set that Pokemon has released in 2024. If you haven't watched our last video in the series, I'll link the description down below. This video, we're going to be going over Twilight Masquerade. We're going to look at three different things. One, how it's performed in this year since it's released. Also, we're going to look at how it's shaping up to look for fiscal year of 2025. And the last thing we're going to look at is this something we should continue to invest in or pivot to another set. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. As you can see, Twilight Masquerade dropped on May 24th, 2024, and it also was a pretty decent and healthy size set. Had 160 cards in Twilight Masquerade. And the big noticed here is going to be Ogerpon. That was the main release for this set, main Pokemon that was pretty much promoted and is continuing to be present and very much so alt art wise in the new set of Prismatic Evolution. So let's just jump into the recent sales. We have TCG at the moment on the screen. The Twilight Masquerade booster box's case is at $953.51. The case of Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, the exclusive ones, are at $369. You have a case of a regular ETBs at $356 for 10 of them, whereas these you only have 4, mind you. So even though the prices are a little bit similar, the quantity definitely varies in that. You have Greninja being our top boy, obviously, in this set. A lot of great movement, which we're going to be digging into. I mean, a lot of bangers in this set as well. So just knowing that and kind of where the set's going looks pretty decent so far. The first product that we're going to be looking at in this set is going to be the Twilight Masquerade booster box. Right now, unopened, you can buy it for $155.81. The market price right now, let's just go on a year to date, is at $155.51. When it first came out, it was selling around $132.98, and then slowly dipped down and then jumped right back up in the later of October to $163.41, then evened out currently at that $155 mark, which we just went over. I mean, just looking at the set right now, you're having a lot of sales. One sold for $155.81, another for $155.81. 2 sold for $150. Not bad pickup there. And really steady for the month of December. As you can see, $155. The last $140 mark was $12.12. It did have a photo in there, so we'd probably have to jump into that really quickly. And you can see we have 39 listings of this product at $150 to $148. Those are, looks like, sealed booster packs, so doesn't really count from that. TCG, let's talk. Let's fix that website there. Moving on to our next product is going to be Twilight Masquerade's Pokemon Center exclusive ETB. Now, these recently just had a restock on PokemonCenter.com. Let me know down in the comments if you were able to pick those up. I mean, you had a quantity of 4, so you could have picked a whole case up. Those actually just re-released on PokemonCenter.com in the very beginning of December. I would think it was like the first or maybe even second week of December when they came out. Right now, they are currently sold out on Pokemon Center, so if you didn't snag those, you are not able to do so currently. Market price right now is at $87.04. When they first got released, I mean, some were selling for crazy numbers. 2 recently sold, or did sell, rather, and when they first pre-released at $150 basically, and then they dropped down when they were readily available on the secondary market for $77, $78. I really don't understand that. If, you know, ETB is already healthy and in stock on Pokemon Center for the MSRP, which I can drop in the screen right here for the MSRP Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. I don't know why buyers and consumers go to, you know, TCG Player and get on the $77 train, but I digress. Then you see them slowly dipping down to the lowest point around that lower $70 mark, and then you can see it slowly but surely ticking back up. So again, if you did pick this up in those recent restocks, it's only going to be beneficial for you, so great job there. Recent sales here, we had 87.50, 87.50, two sold for $87, one sold for $80 and $79. That's actually not bad given the fact of where it's at currently. I mean, this set is absolutely just continuing to rise. I feel like that just where we're at in the current market, you can say that about pretty much everything at the moment, but just because we have the Greninja, just because we have the Eevee, which we'll go into here a little bit later, it's just very, very healthy at the moment. Next product, as far as sealed goes, we're going to go into the regular ETB. Right now, you can buy it at $51.47. Really not going to see this in your big box stores either. So your Walmarts, your Myers, your, pretty much your LGSs as well. I think they've kind of cleared out their stocks at the moment. Let me know if this is near you, however, and just taking a look at the year performance, you see this big U shape where you see the market coming out when it first pre-released. And then again, with that whole set of it's pretty readily available from April to August, and then going up to October, late in the fall, now in wintertime, it's at that high mark of $51.17. Just curious. Yeah, it looks like it did beat it at the $49.92 when the set just released. So again, only going to see this moving up to the right, and I can see all the products in this set of Twilight Masquerade continue to do the exact same trend. Last one that I want to go over is the booster bundle. I thought this was a really great buy. You have 6 booster packs in the booster bundle, and these usually fly off the shelf. It is at currently $33.09 for the market price. And guys, this just kind of tells you the story, right? Pretty much any sealed product for Twilight Masquerade is doing quite well right now. And this one is just actually slowly, didn't have a big dip actually. So you can see that right now it has 9 listings for $32.99, $33, $34.93. So definitely good pickup in my opinion. I don't know if you can find them a little bit cheaper than that, but something to note for sure. Now, the one card that did so well, and, in popularity wise, I think in the United States, Charizard holds that crown. But overall, just globally looking at the popularity, what one Pokemon always does well is going to be the Greninja EX. So let's take a look at the performance at the moment. You can see you can sell it, or you can buy it rather, at $343.25. Let's take a look at again the year performance here. And it was just a huge boom. When the card first released, you could get it at $158, and then it boom jumped to $118. You saw 88 cards, 88 Greninjas sold for $118.77 before it just absolutely rocketed up to the current state of $330. Essentially, it hit that $300 mark at, let's see, kind of close to October. So like right in October, you can kind of see this trend here with Twilight Masquerade where everything kind of popped off in the 10th month of the year, and it's just continuing to grow. A lot of people were thinking that it was market manipulation, and then also it was just, kind of skyrocketing the prices. A lot of influencer came into the space and said, oh, this is a beautiful card. I definitely think that we should pick it up. But most of the fans within Greninja thought that it would kind of dip down, and it's just proving everyone wrong. It is a great looking card in my opinion as far as an alt art goes. The crown looks great. The colors just match really beautifully with it. And then just, in general, again, Greninja is just very, very popular. We were fortunate enough to pull this card. I think it was like on our second booster boxes. And I was like, you know what? Let's hang out and let's just kind of not open it up anymore. Twilight Masquerade, just in the current state of the market, it's just going wild at the moment. Another great looking card is Carmine. I mean, right now you have it at $48.50. Great looking trainer. It's probably the most popular trainer in this set. Obviously, looking at the year's performance, this is the one card that just dramatically dropped. It was at $100 and some change as I saw it on eBay. Right now, looking at TCG, it looks like the highest that it got up to was around $100, $99. Currently sitting at $63.71 for the market price, and you have 61 listings. Let's take a look at this right now. You have $48.50 for a lightly played, $60.99, $63, $63, $67. So definitely some uptick. I think that a lot of sellers are just trying to get on the hype of Twilight Masquerade with the recent restock that we recently went over with the ETBs. in my opinion, Carmine's a really great card. I think it's going to do well. Do I think it's going to go back into that $100 mark anytime soon? No, but every card has a potential to pop off just depending on what the consumers are really trying to demand out of the market and what they're wanting out of the card. Next card we're going to go in over is another fan favorite. This is going to be the Eevee Twilight Masquerade 188 of 167. This card is currently sitting at $67.94. Speaking of drops, we'll go over that here in just a second. Market price is sitting at $63.47. So looking at the year performance, I mean, this card has definitely done very, very well. We saw a dip right here in July from $60 down to $40. So another great pickup there. Guys, and I can't stress this enough. If you're looking into the market and you're seeing a little bit of a dip and you want to sell because you think that that's going to be something beneficial for you, or let's just say you need the cash, sure, do what you need to do. But if you're kind of able to hold on to cards and you see a little dip, don't get scared of it unless you're, kind of a short-term investor. But if you're a long-term investor and you're really into this market and you're into this game of Pokemon and in it for the long term, hold on to that and get a return on your investment, because obviously if you're not getting a return on your investment, it's just overall just a cost. Right now you have 53 listings at $34.89. That's near mint, but that's Japanese. So let's take a look at some American cards. $59.99, $61.99, $62.99, $63, $43. Great looking card in my opinion. I love, I think this card is definitely going to pop off too when Prismatic Evolution comes out in early January of 2025. To me, I definitely would pick this up. We sold a couple. I think we still have 2 more copies or maybe just 1 more copy. But in my opinion, can't go wrong with Eevee. Can't go wrong with any Eeveelutions. As far as long-term goes, this is only going to continue to rise, especially where Twilight Masquerade is currently sitting at. Next card we're going to go in over is Purin. This is a really beautiful card. It has a matching card with the Growlithe. I'll put them, the Purin over here, the Growlithe over here. When you kind of put them together, you can kind of see that taking a photo of the Pokemon, they knocked it out of the park in my opinion. But currently it's at $61.88 near mint. You can pick this up right now on TCG Player. The current market price is sitting at $58.79. So again, not too bad, but it's just one of those cards that, again, like we talked about in the very beginning with Carmine, it dropped a bit. So it was at $80 and almost $80 in May 27th, and then it slowly but surely dropped to now where it's currently setting at. Is this something that we should pick up currently? It's not a bad deal if you can find this in that $50 range. I think that you would made a great investment and a great choice to buy this if you're really just collecting in the set and trying to chase for that master set. Definitely something that I would pick up now, because again, just taking a look at what we already went over, the set is only just going to continue to rise and rise and rise. Great looking card. Love the trainer in that set as well. And obviously, if you pick up the Growlithe, you got to have this. I feel like that it's got to be either or, right? You got to have both. Next card we're going to go over is one of my personal favorites, the Blood Moon Ursaluna. We've had a lot of different artworks and another artwork that's going to be coming out in Prismatic Evolutions. If you haven't seen that card, I'll pop it on the screen versus the card that we're currently going over. In my opinion, this Pokemon has definitely grown on me. I love the artwork in this card as well. I mean, just the entire feel with the Teddy Ursulas and then the Munchlax in the background. I mean, it looks like these guys are maybe playing hopscotch. I don't know. Maybe DDR, Dance Dance Revolution. Who knows? It's just a great artwork in my opinion. You can pick this up at $42.36 at the moment. Let's take a look again at the year performance. And this is exactly why I'm telling you that this is could be a good investment. I'm going to pick up more in my collection. For this, I mean, when it first dropped, it was over at that $100 mark. One sold. We won't count that though. But let's just say it was at $80 to $60, and then it just slowly dipped down. And you can get it if you can get this in the high 30s, because right now it's sitting at $41.55 with shipping. That's just a great steal, great buy. And again, what we talked about in the last video, more people are going to be moving into those Surging Sparks, that Prismatic Evolutions. So for you as a consumer or you as a collector investor, you should be pivoting. You should be looking at other sets that people aren't in the crosshairs with. In Twilight Masquerades, if you can pick up a couple of cards, specifically like an Ursaluna, that would be great for you, great for your collection. Let me know down in the comments if that is a card that you're looking for, or just in general, what's your pivot move? What set are you really going to be going after when people are really looking for the new sets in a new year? Next card we're going to be going over is the Teal Mask Ogerpon. I mean, for me, we talked about it. This card is saturated for sure as far as artwork goes. You can pick this up for $28.03. The performance of this card is, when it first came out, $69, and it was a very playable card. A lot of people were testing out the TCG world in the competitive market for cards. They were really testing this out, and it was actually one of the higher competitive cards of the Ogerpons. So that's why it did quite well. Currently, you can get it at $27.33 for the market price. 129 listings for this card. Again, doing really well. A lot of health within this stock. So that's something that I would absolutely take a look at, especially if you're trying to pick up the entire set. Good luck with that, because I can only see Pokemon trying to continue with these artworks. I mean, we have like 5 of them in Twilight, and then Prismatic Evolution, and quite a few in Twilight Masquerade. So something that you can kind of take note of, write down, tap yourself on the shoulder when it comes around January time and say, should I pull the trigger? Well, I would. Next and last card that we're going to be going over in the performance of Twilight Masquerade is Kieran. It is sitting at $31.50 at the moment. You can pick this up. Market price is at $25.73. Let's take a look at the performance. Again, you kind of see this dip around certain cards in Twilight Masquerade. The highest that it went up to was almost $60, and then it slowly but surely popped down to $25, where it's sitting at right now. You've had a couple of sales already in the December month, so you have $25, $25.87, $24.84, $28.12, $25. Looking at the artwork, I think it's great. In my opinion, you have the trainer, you have the Pokemon, you have kind of like the background of, kind of setting the scene, right? When I'm looking at trainer cards, I'm not a big collector of them, but I know there's a ton of trainer collectors out there. That's where I usually look at. You look at who's the trainer. Is it a really popular trainer in the video games, in the world of Pokemon? Check. Does it have a relatable, popular Pokemon or multiple Pokemon in the scene? Check. Is it a great artwork, great artist that designs the card? That's another tick. So in this artwork, it does all 3 of those for me. Definitely would recommend picking this up, in my opinion. Now, looking at the performance of Twilight Masquerade, I think it has done absolutely well since it released. I know it's not a whole 12-month since it did release, but again, guys, in this series, we're looking at in the year of 2024, leading into 2025. At the right now, the current state of the end of the year in 2024, it's doing a little bit of a dip and rise, right? Not in the sealed market. That's pretty steady and climbing up to the right, but in the card area of this set, Greninja holding strong, definitely something that I would absolutely invest in, continuing to go up in 2025. And in my opinion, for 2025, I think this is an amazing set to pivot to when looking into the new year for Surging Sparks, Prismatic. You have the Team Rocket set. You have a lot of really great set with the black and white generation Pokemon. Let me know down in the comments if this is something that you're going to be pivoting to. Guys, really appreciate your view. Really appreciate your comments down below. Let me know again if you enjoy this series. Looks like that just what we're looking at in the performance of the videos, looks like you guys are. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.